The implementation of electricity tariff increase for industry has made the concern on negative impact of national industry. There will be 4 categories of industry which will get the biggest impact. Those are steel industry, cement industry, petrochemical industry, and also textile industry. Industry business players has been worried and tried to make a negotiation regarding this. Before talking more about it, let's take a look at this one. With the implementation of electricity tariff increase for industry, scheduled to start on May 1st, has made the concern on the negative impact of national industry getting bigger. Business players representing 400 big and strategic industries have even met the Minister of Industry asking for more review on this increase. Although fully understand about the reason and also the urgency of tariff adjustment, they asked for longer time of the increase period. As it was known, the increase was planned to be carried out every 2 months this year, with the total of 64% until the end of 2014. As business players try to make negotiation, asking that the increase done within 3 years period, Minister of Industry M.S. Hidayat said that he has sent a letter about this to President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. However, he was pessimistic that this request would be granted, as this plan of increasing electricity tariff is aimed to save around 8 trillion rupiah budget per year. The Ministry of Industry projected that there will be 4 categories of industry which will get the biggest impact. Those are steel industry, cement industry, petrochemical industry, and also textile industry. This could be dangerous, as those industries have been proven to give significant contribution to national importation on non-oil and gas sector. Another consequence will be the impact on the realization of industrial growth that was set at 6.4% this year. How should business players anticipate the impact of higher electricity tariff? How should be the ideal utilization of energy by industry? We will talk more about it on Revenews International. To discuss more about electricity tariff increase, we have Mr. Achmad Wijaya from Indonesia Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Good morning, Sir Achmad. How are you?
How are you? Good.
Thank you for coming to our show. So, with the implementation of electricity tariff increase for industry scheduled on the May 1st, how is the impact in generally?
Number one, I would say that the industry player all worry. Number two, I think PLN has to do a lot of homework in terms of maintaining their internal regarding the usage of the coal, usage of the gas and solar to back up the operation of the PLN. Within these 3 category of increment within 1st May 2014, it will be impact most probably is into the downstream industry. Because the upstream industry today have a big profitability which has been known by everybody, and that is the only sector that contributing to the economy. And today, if government selectively just doing the increment for the upstream industry, there will be a total impact for the downstream industry. Because our downstream industry such as textile, ceramic tile and others, food and beverage industry, it's basically having most of the raw material from the upstream. So if today the government have decided to increase the industry tariff 3 and 4, which is the big operation of the upstream, most of the downstream industry will for sure will compare the raw material within the domestic consumption and domestic usage, and they will be do more and more import instead of getting from the local. Because once the local industry, which is the upstream, increasingly their production, there will be not much different. Because today's situation, if you're seeing PLN is increasingly put all this burden into the upstream, of course the upstream industry will increase their costs, increase their selling price, increase everything. There will be a huge import.
So how should business players or industry anticipate the impact of the higher electricity tariff?
I think nobody can anticipate within today's situation. Number one, we're seeing the presidential election is on the way. Nobody will be predict and nobody will be anticipate, because a lot of business industry is just keep waiting for a new leader coming. Number two, I'm seeing that the US dollars against the rupiah continuously worst. Number three, we are seeing in the beginning of the years, the government has already increased the minimum wages. So there is no more anticipate, or we have to face it. No other point which is we can continuously doing efficiency, doing all the production more, doing more innovation. Everything is within the cost. So I think as of today, government decided to increase another session of the PLN, which is happened to be in 2013, 15%. Today, the other two category tariff, which is will be delivered to the upstream industry, there will be worse and worse situation for the downstream industry.
Okay, so related to the cost production, how big is the impact on it? Do you think that there will be a possibility of industry players to reduce production as one of the anticipation maybe?
I think within the capacity, the industry will not reducing the capacity. Because the cost is there. What the industry will do is transfer the price to the consumer, which is at these stages not much profit or not much contribution to us as a player. Because if we pass on the whole situation of the price into the market, it maybe the maximum is about 15%. But the increment of this PLN is more than 64% in Tariff 4. Tariff 3 is about 38%. So I think equally there will be about 50% of the cost has been put into the situation of the production within the process of the upstream, and in conjunctionally there will be impact for the industry of the downstream.
How do you see in affecting the employment or workers? Is it possible it can lead on the mass layoff?
No.
No?
Because in the upstream situation, a lot of industry has been putting most of their operation in the high-tech situation, high-tech manufacturing, a lot of high-tech equipment, state-of-art machinery. I don't think in the upstream will be having the problem of the demonstration, mass layoff or whatever, because they are more into the technology situation, except there will be a downstream industry. So there will not.
Will it affecting the growth of the target industry?
For sure, petrochemical and then steel industry, textile industry, it has been slow growth within the past 3-4 years. Because a lot of raw material, a lot of the new regulation, a lot of no incentive and no stimulus from the government, it has been happened to be slow increment over the past 3-4 years back. So I think for the next coming, the upstream industry has to be more and more, create more and more the technology comparable to waiting the incentive from the government.
Okay, Sir Ahmad, we will continue discussing, but after the break. We'll be right back with more discussion. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Our discussion is about electricity tariff increase, and we still have Mr. Achmad Wijaya from Indonesia Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So, Sir Achmad, electricity tariff has been increasing almost every year. What is the main problem here?
the biggest problem is the internal of the PLN.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying in the beginning is, I think PLN has to be continuously recalculate all of their operation internally in terms of using the coal versus the gas versus the solar. That's number one. Number two, infrastructure of building the 10,000 megawatt, it's been continuously delayed, number two.
Yeah.
And then number three, PLN have a lot of generator surrounding. Plus, number four, the services currently is very bad. And a lot of blackout area by today. I think these are all go back to the internal situation. Plus, over the past 2013 last year, I think PLN has been increasing 15% of the price of the tariff, which is impact to the income of the PLN about 30 billion rupiah somehow. And within that profit, PLN has to pay the exchange rate because of the dollar. They have to pay the burden of the loan because of the exchange rate different. These are all become zero.
Yeah.
So if all those things coming to be putting all the burden into the industry, it is very unfair. Once government make any policy today, they must make sure that across the nation, cannot be just industry and then home not included, transportation not included, and then the low-cost housing not included. These are a very unfair situation within the operation, and plus all the thing has been put into one burden to the situation of the industry.
So what should be done by the government in terms of regulation?
I think number one, government has to be stick to the operation of one policy, one increment.
Okay.
Means all across the nation. There is no more saying that because of the low-cost housing is not being included, and then the medium houses is not included, and then the business area is not included, only industry. I think has to be one policy, one tariff.
Okay. So business players representing from the 400 big industry have met Minister of Industry, complain about the electricity tariff increase and ask if the time period can be extended until 3 years. Do you think is it the ideal solution?
It's the best option is to give a chance to the big industry to install. That's good.
Okay.
That's good. It happens to be when 2010, the gas increment is also been given some sort of incentive and scheme to the industry to install. I think it's a good scheme to be given. But the thing is, we have to ensure not because of the installment. The thing is how to reduce the increment, not the installment. Because within the 3 years, the benefit for the industry is only coverage the cash flow of the industry, but it is still a burden. Even they have to pay for 3 years, and within the November 2014, the price will be 1,149 kilowatt per hour, which is happened to be 724 from the beginning. So I think today's situation, government cannot be just given an installment instead of stopping the increasement. No. We have to make sure that the lowest we can accept, and the negotiation have to be both party between the industry and the government. But today I think the government has been issued the new policy on the policy of Ministry of ESDM, number 9/2014, which has been signed in 1st April 2014. I don't think there will be a chance for the industry to negotiate the increment. What industry is trying to negotiate is government trying to give an installment to the industry. That is not much benefit. It will be more and more continuity of burden. One thing is just to help the cash flow of the company.
So how's the impact of electricity tariff increase on the competitiveness in the national industry?
In the industry, we have no more competitors today. Because why? In the beginning, I'm saying that we have been burdened up into the operation of the industry. into the minimum wages,
Yeah.
gas increasing, plus this is the tariff increase. I think next few months there will be a BBM increment.
Yeah.
So this 3-4 item has been given to the industry with no competitiveness anymore within the player of the Asian and the other country.
Okay.
Today maybe we still have some competitiveness among the Asian, but outside of the Asian I think we are very difficult to fight.
Okay.
Because Indonesia have to make some export as well, and today we are knowing that the crisis in the world is not been over yet.
So, related to the approaching the ASEAN Economic Community in 2015, how's the preparation of the industry?
Industry all the time keep preparing on the efficiency, innovation. But one thing is very important is government has to deliver and explain to all the industry which part of the priority of the Asian economy within the industry and the protection of the industry. These two areas, government until today is not delivering any news to the player and the industry within the protection and the priority. Which one to which one has to be go into the situation of facing the Asian community.
It's more socialization.
I think socialization of the industry has to be well known and be informed from the beginning, because we are left about 6 months to go.
Yeah. So related to the human resources, technology and capitalization, do you think the industry ready to compete in the global market?
I think Indonesia industry, all area we are quite competitive. One thing we are still looking into the situation of the government is no strict policy, no firm decision, and all the time change. That's the biggest problem for the industry to make a further planning to facing all this competition. I think today the industry of Indonesia is very competitive in terms of innovation. We are there, efficiency, we are there, all the private sectors, regardless the government state-owned company.
So the electricity tariff increase could not be avoided. How should be the ideal utilization of energy by industry?
There is one alternative which is, we know, is gas.
Gas.
But as of today, we know government has been allocate the gas for us, but it is not a natural gas, but it is a LNG. The cost is different. Because over the past 10 years back, Indonesia is very famous of using gas into the industry as part of the substitution of the energy. But today, I think government never make any certain policy to go further into the natural gas or into the LNG. Therefore, in the market and in the industry today, we are still in line with the uncertainty of the LNG or the natural gas. By means, the industry today has been receiving two types of gas, which is one is the gas natural, one is the gas LNG. These two pricing is blending together. We are paying more than $10 already. So if in the long run, 3 years, 5 years back, which is no more natural gas, that means industry has to be taking into the consideration that LNG will be part of the replacement. So there will be a high cost situation. Even we have a guarantee of supply. But the problem is go back again to the cost.
So how's the government allocating gas production for domestic need and also for the exploration?
New well exploration for natural gas, not much been showing and not much been delivered as a hope. What government doing most probably today is the LNG situation, which is we are going to bring from the eastern part of Java to central part and western part of Java, where the industry is. But the situation is government has to fulfill their own FSRU, floating regasification storage unit, which is already in the Thousand Island and coming to be one in the South Sumatra. So these two FSRU, they have to make sure that deliver by Tangguh, which is from the eastern part, to make sure PLN is using to make sure utilize better, and then we will knowing that the continuity of the next planning is clear that it will be LNG, no more natural gas.
All right, Mr. Achmad, thank you so much for your time sharing with us. Really appreciate it. Have a good day. That was Mr. Achmad Wijaya from Indonesia Chamber of Commerce and Industry talking about electricity tariff increase. And up next, we have some updates about capital market. Stay with Revenews International.